right, man. Apparently Wiseman and Jalen Duren are doing pretty good in the lineup. Duren went from the starter, had an injury, to the backup, to them starting Wiseman. They got a pointless win yesterday over the Indiana Pacers, who seemed like they put some no-name players in there. I don't know per se, just looking at the lineup, like they may be in tank mode. But yeah, a lot of people starting to say that they want to kind of see Duren and Wiseman in the same lineup together. Let's just talk about that. And if it don't work, then it's at the point where they can't, they got to start to kind of filter through some of them guys they got in, some of them the clog they got in the middle. And I talked about that in the Jaden Ivey video on Tuesday, what Zach Lowe had to say. But check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button, hit all notification, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. And playing them together, with 14, 15, 16 games left, whatever it may be, and seeing if it's a possibility that they can play together, that's something that they gonna have to explore. It's been other bigs, and I said this in the past, not to harp on it, it's been other bigs that's played together. Sampson and Elijah for a minute, Duncan and Robinson. It's been a number of them throughout history who played next to each other, man, and it's worked, And that's why I laugh when people say, well, the guys today is more skilled than the 80s, and then I know they're not. Nowhere near. They can't even dribble without traveling. They go skill right then and there. So it's nowhere near. That's because, Tim Duncan and Oakley and Ewing knew how to play together because they knew how to play basketball. They ran actual sets. It was actual teachers in basketball. So in the same world, it could work. It could work. Even in the traditional sense, like they was doing back in the 80s, it can work. Somebody, Vlade Divac and Chris Webber. Somebody got to be a willing passer. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to dominate on the block. Even today, it can't work. They both have, Duren is a super athlete, but, but you got to have the right person they got to continue to develop skills to make that happen. And it just seemed like Troy Weaver's taking one talent and taking another talent and continue to stack talent, and it's overshadowing talent. At some point, you're going to have to filter out the stuff. Now, do I want to see it? Yeah, play them together. Let's see what it look like. They tried Bagley and Wiseman together. Let's see what, two athletic big fellas can do. I think by far Duren is the most athletic big fella that they got. So it'll be interesting to see kind of, where it go, high-low action. But, at the end of the day, what if you land Frenchie? If you land Brandon Miller, he'd go to the 3, but you still need help at the 4. If this don't work, at the end of the day, they still praying on Stewart. They still betting on Bagley. To be honest, three of them dudes might have to go, bro. I think and then how you tell Wiseman he going back to the bench and starting Duren. It just don't, like, what they doing it's just a big ass confusion. Just take away Dwayne Casey. It's a confusion. Duren, I know he had an injury, but he got a double-double, been getting double-double so he can get back. So you're going to bring him off the bench, start Wiseman. Let's just say for the sake of it don't work together. So you're going to continue. They just going to want somebody going to go with the hot hand. Who going to be the starter? Who going to be the backup? I mean, at some point, it got to filter out. And at the end of the day, the best thing to do is next year, bring them both into camp, bring them both and just battle it out. They're going to have to battle it out and may the best man win. And the guy that ain't the best man, that go to the backup, you continue to showcase him and you trade him. But I don't think Bagley is a serviceable backup for what they need at the 5. I don't think Stewart is a person that need to be part of the team, neither at the 5 and 4. They need to move on from both of them. and, you know, rock with Wiseman and Duren. You know, see if you can get a JaVale McGee type guy or somebody that come off the bench. I mean, you got to remember the Nuggets had the same problem with Nurkic and Jokic. A lot of times when they was young, they would just, you know, Nurkic would have good games, Jokic would have good games. Until, you know, Jokic, you know, separated himself from Nurkic and they traded him to Portland. So you can, you know, with their contracts, you can string it out as long as it's possible, but, you know, the emphasis on starting and being a star, you know, that mess with a lot of them guys' mental development. And obviously that ends up messing with their physical development. That'd be my game plan. I would need somebody, you know, a veteran guy at the 5 position that can rebound, block shots. You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking for a guy like that. You know, I can't really like give you a name because I don't be watching it like that shit. But I have somebody in mind in the cut. You know, that's the third guy. A lot of people like Bojanovic. I like him off the bench because he can't stop nobody. So I bring him off the bench. Or Alec Burke, love him. Bring him off the bench. You know, you start there. You know, I like Diallo, good hustler. Bring him off the bench. You know, you starting to build a solid bench. You know what I'm saying? You starting to build a solid bench of veterans, but in that starting lineup, they can't afford no more defensive deficiencies. They can't afford it. So they play together and they play well defensively together. That's the number one thing. Offensively, you can just figure that shit out. But defensively is what you're focusing on. They can't afford no more defensive deficiencies. So, you know, my thing is, let's just assume it don't work or they don't try it, right? My thing is bring them both back next year. Like I said, I get rid of Stewart. I don't care how mad y'all, it don't work. I hate to say it. It don't work. I get rid of Bagley. You know, I probably want to move on for Killian Hayes. Give me a 3-and-D type of point guard that back up Ivy and Cade. You know, and I roll with Bojanovic, Burke, you know, whoever coming off the bench between Wiseman and Duren. And that point guard, that veteran point, that's 3-and-D type of guy, them the dudes I'm rolling with. Can't trust Livers. Diallo too, you can't count on Livers. He ain't never healthy. So them the kind of dudes, the core I'm rolling with off the bench, you know, Bojanovic, Burke, Wiseman or Duren. Bojanovic, Burke, Wiseman or Duren, and a veteran point guard that can 3-and-D. And, you know, what they need to do is K, Ivy, you know, whatever happened, let's say worst case scenario, great case scenario, you get Brandon Miller, you know, whoever the center, Wiseman or Duren, and then at the 4 position, they got some work to do to find somebody that can do it. You can't afford Bojanovic at the plant starting at the 4. He too much of a defensive liability. He don't do shit but shoot it. He don't rebound. You need somebody that can defend, stretch the floor, rebound a little bit. So I would like to see it, but at some point they're gonna have to make a decision if they both can't play together. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know in the comment section. One time for the one time. Peace.